What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers play their third preseason game against the Milwaukee Bucks. It's already a little drama with that. LeBron James expressing his concern and kind of questioning why are they having to fly to Milwaukee for one preseason game, which it is a little silly, is a little redundant. But nonetheless, here we are heading to Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to get to see, at least at the time of recording this video, seems like everybody. Obviously, things can change. It's very possible that, maybe LeBron doesn't play or AD doesn't play or D'Lo or somebody doesn't play, or even on the other side, Giannis, Dame. But it would be nice to kind of get a look at everybody again for the Lakers, even in limited minutes, limited role. Obviously, it's preseason. You're not expecting guys to play 40 minutes a game. You're looking at guys playing 15, maybe 20 minutes. Once again, I don't really care about the wins and losses. I care about continue growth, development, heading in a positive direction, seeing the defense side of the ball, offense side of the ball, the execution, the game plans, right? Like, I want to see continued growth and improvement game in and game out. I want to see this Lakers team be able to look back at the first preseason game compared to the last preseason game and go, okay, you know what? Clearly, this team is ready to go for the regular season. Again, the reason I don't really care about the wins and losses is because once you get into like the end of the third, going into particularly the fourth quarter, that's it. Like, you're not running even your bench guys. You're running like, your G League guys and your third string guys, right? Both ways. So like the wins and losses are not really significant, right? Like, I care about like how are the minutes with the key guys? How does the minutes with the the D'Los, the Reeves, the LeBrons, the ADs, the Christie, right? Like, how do those minutes look, right? Like Max Christie and Dalton connect. They had their struggles in game 2. They looked really good in game 1. They were kind of the real standouts. Kind of had their struggles in game 2, right? 1, they're young. It's their first time kind of getting into this role, getting this opportunity. 2, the role that they're playing in Summer League, they're never going to really play in the regular season. They're not going to be asked to take 20 shots a game and have to create for themselves and create for others and hit game-winning shots regularly and do all this crazy stuff, right? They're going to be playing a role where they're going to be playing off ball. They're going to be catch and shoot, playing defense, doing a little bit of everything out there on the basketball court, but they're not going to have the high usage role that they're having right now during the preseason, right? So I'm not worried about the roller coaster. They're going to have that regardless during the regular season. They're also our 7th, 8th, 9th guy, right? Like, they're not our top 3 to 5 guy, right? So again, it's putting things in perspective and kind of understanding where you are. But I also think it's funny that this will be the first game against Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham returned, including Taurean Prince. A beautiful couple, moving to a new city. It's going to be, a familiar city for Darvin Ham. But it's going to be great to see. You always like to see a love story continue and blossom. But hey, look, I like Taurean Prince in all seriousness. Last year, I thought he was really good for the Lakers. He was one of our more reliable, consistent guys all season long. Just Darvin Ham just heavily overutilized him, right? And just it was a disaster at times. Lakers were great when he kind of played in this little pocket, this little, 12 to 15 minute pocket. But every time he got 20 plus minutes, Lakers were terrible, right? Because again, Taurean Prince is really good in doses. But as soon as you down the whole jar, it's going to go bad for you, right? Like, and that's kind of what it was with Taurean Prince. But, Lakers are going to get to go see Darvin Ham. And you're hearing all the news and reports about how the Lakers hated Darvin Ham. And, I said this before, I think hate is a strong word. I think is more just disdain. And, they had this distaste with him. There was clearly a disconnect that was building with Darvin Ham and the Lakers. And, Darvin Ham he wasn't ready to be a head coach. He just wasn't. He wasn't very good at the X's and O's. He wasn't good at the execution, the preparation, the game planning. I talked heavily about, like, when he could stay in his little box, right? At times, he looked great, right? Like, you look at the in-season tournament. You look at that Grizzlies series. You look at that Golden State series. Darvin Ham was fantastic. Like, I mean, he was out coaching and out there looking like a general, just, moving pieces around, making these changes, making these adjustments to counter things that Steve Kerr was doing. And then he ran into Mike Malone in Denver and got exposed twice, right? And whenever Darvin Ham was able to stay in his little box, he was great. As soon as he had to get outside of that little box, everything started to fall apart for him. He wasn't a versatile coach, right? As long as he could stay where he needed to be, as long as he could stand with his hand in his pockets and not really have to, be, militant out there making all these, being a general, then he was fine. But as soon as he had to start expanding in other ways and coming up with new schemes and, try to fix things that weren't working and putting guys in better position and just the lack of utilization of guys, right? Like, talked about Rui all year. JJ Redick immediately identified all the things wrong with the Lakers. Now, obviously, he has to correct it. We'll see how well he's able to correct it. But, he even talked about Rui just not standing in the corner all game and actually putting him on the block and finding mismatches for him and all the things that I was just screaming all season long. Even Spencer Dinwiddie was another guy that drove me crazy. All season long, we desperately needed a playmaker off the bench. All season long, we needed somebody that could come in and play, the D'Lo role when D'Lo went to the bench. And we got one game with Spencer Dinwiddie in the D'Lo role, and he dropped 26 and 8. And Darvin Ham, even after seeing that, still never put him in that role. Would rather have Austin Reeves, who struggled last season, being the primary playmaker, and just kept giving him his own unit. It was a disaster, right? Christian Wood, utilizing him as if he's a 3-and-D wing rather than actually putting him in position to succeed and putting him in the right spots and it was so incredibly frustrating to just watch Darvin Ham and the way that he operated, particularly last year. He never learned from his mistakes. He never matured and grew as a head coach. He really regressed. If you look at him year one compared to last year, he regressed. And it was crazy, because I wanted to see him have success. I was on board. I defended him for as long as I could defend him for, right? Because it wasn't all his fault. A lot of people like to just point to Darvin Ham and blame him. So it's just if it was just Darvin Ham, no one else, he's not responsible for D'Lo being terrible in the playoffs and Rui, and it's just, Austin Reeves forgetting how to shoot and defend and all that. Their players still have to play. Players still have to show up. Players still have to deliver. But it's also up to the coach to put guys in position to if guys are struggling, trying to find ways to get them out of their struggles. It just wasn't a good look. But I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see how the Lakers also stack up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Personally, I'm not super sold on Milwaukee this year. Now, in that first preseason game for Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee actually, they look good. Damian Lillard looked like Damian Lillard. So I'm sure that Milwaukee's hoping to kind of continue that trend, continue to look like the team that they were, or that they were expected to be last season. But also in particular, Austin Reeves. I really want to see Austin Reeves kind of remember how to shoot. That's really my hope, bad. Again, Austin Reeves, defensively, he's been great. He's been very good defensively for the Lakers so far during preseason. But we need him to be able to shoot and knock down the basketball. And he just hasn't been able to do that. And it's a real concern. And it's something that, I've even said over on As Stands Lakers, if he can't figure that out, you either A, have to bench him, or B, you're going to have to trade him. Because we can't have him, yes, even defensively playing great. If he's an offensive liability, we already have enough one-way players. We already have enough guys that can't play defense but are great offensively, and can't play offense but are great defensively. We need Austin Reeves to really. I do like that Austin Reeves has been much more aggressive. Right, he's been much more in attack mode, which I like. It's something that really bothered me all year last year, and I kept talking about. Right, he settled a lot last year. Part of that very well could have been Darvin Ham and his play schemes, where JJ Redick has much more movement and is asking more from Austin Reeves rather than just standing there waiting to take shots. But I want him to continue to find his shot, keep putting pressure on the defense, keep attacking the closeouts. But he's got to find his rhythm. He's got to start knocking down some shots, right? Like, he is a jump shot away from the Lakers being one of the better teams in the league, right? Like, if he could just get back to 40% from three and play the defense that we're seeing him play, the Lakers are going to be good. Lakers are going to be very good, right? We need Austin Reeves to kind of be that guy. I've talked and hyped up and defended Austin Reeves. Talked about how, and I still believe that Austin Reeves, could be a 25-5 guy. Not 25 points, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I don't think that that's that far-fetched. If he can remember how to shoot. Right? Like, he gave you 16 points in a bad year, which, again, that's good for most people. But can he find his rhythm? Can he find his flow? We need it. We need it desperately from him. We need him to find his shot and stop with the struggles. But, I want to see the defensive intensity. I want to see them continue to play hard, continue to kind of build the good habits, continue to head in the proper direction. I'd like to see Milwaukee hopefully play their key guys. That first preseason game, they didn't play Middleton. They didn't play Giannis. Right? It was just Damian Lillard. Their starting five was Damian Lillard, Taurean Prince, Pat Connaughton, Gary Trent Jr., Brook Lopez. So I'd like to see Giannis. And Milwaukee's probably going to... Because, again, Dame looked like Dame in that game. I mean, he get 15 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 1 steal, only 2 turnovers in 17 minutes of action. Right? That looked like Dame. That looked like the Dame that Milwaukee wanted. But he looked like that without Giannis at times last year. It was when Dame and Giannis were on the court together they really had their struggles. So I'd like to kind of see how we stack up against them and have their kind of key guys play and see if, there's, if we can start really kind of taking strides. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the Lakers? Do you like what we're seeing thus far through summer or preseason? Or do you want to see them continue to grow, continue to stride? Obviously, again, I'd like to see us win a game, but I that's not really the end of the world to me. It's more of like, I just want to see the continued growth, continued improvement of this team. But however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.